what'd you find, Cody? Where is it? Where's it at? Find something? Morning, everybody. This is Pat from Rain Country. God is good all the time. Well, me and Cody just got to the property. He's on patrol to see if he can find any rodents. And today, I'm going to take this round behind me, 4.5 foot slab, or 4.5 foot round of spruce. These have had big, ugly, gnarly knots in them. So I'm going to split this. And I'm going to actually pick that up. And if any of you are familiar with spruce, it's harder than a brickbat to try to get into. But I figured out a way to use my head instead of my back. So I got to pick that up. And I'm going to split it with my wood splitter. I'd say about 4.5 feet, so pretty big chunk of wood. Anyway, I've got to saw a little bit of mess off of here. A guy gave these to me. He was glad to get rid of them. I can see why. So I'm going to go ahead and clean these up a little bit so they'll be wide enough to fit, or just they'll be narrow enough to fit in the wood stove. Find anything yet, dog? He's still looking. Now here's the big reveal. So I have a couple of strings here, small ropes, 550 cord and a cheap nylon cord tied to the handle. This is the operation handle, up and down for the wedge. So one of these I have running around just a shackle, and it runs back through and ties to the handle. And then I have the 550 cord just going straight to the handle itself. And then these run to the excavator. I guess I wouldn't recommend this to anybody. I've done a few of these, and you definitely risk breaking hydraulic lines or other things. That is the best way that I've found to get these things split up to where you can handle them. There are a lot of guys around here that just want to get rid of those things because they're really hard to deal with a wedge, you know, a splitting wedge, splitting maul, splitting wedge. And I actually had the bright idea one time of buying a jackhammer, and I actually built a wedge similar to this for the end of the jackhammer. And I went to try that system out on one of those big rounds. I had several of those, and it just sit there and jump up and down on the on the wood, and it started weeping hydraulic fluid or something like that from the jackhammer. So I ceased and desisted and come up with this idea, and it seems to work really well. The only thing is, like I say, you risk bending things and, you know, severing hydraulic lines, but so far I haven't. Mr. Cody here is looking for a squirrel that likes to reside in that tree over there. So anyways, I'll get you guys set up in a position to where you can see everything, see if I can get everything running, and give this thing a try and show you what I've been doing. As you can see, I have several more larger pieces to pick up and split on there. I only got to split those maybe a couple times, 2 or 3 times. Yeah, one like I just cut, you can see where that really helps be able to set them on the mill or set them on the splitter like that. And you can probably also see why a guy has to be really careful. And even if you are really careful, you're still taking chances that something might fall on a hydraulic line or something. One might be able to build some shields for it or whatever. I I just haven't worried about it. Maybe I should. But anyway, I've done quite a few like that so far, and pretty happy with the results. I don't have to do that with every single one, but just enough to break them down to where I can pick them up and handle them myself. Anyway, hope you found this entertaining, somewhat useful. Try this at your own risk. That's how we do it out in rain country when we split firewood. Well, thanks for stopping by. Take care, and God bless.